Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a foundation review. I haven't done a foundation review in a very long time, and here in Singapore it is always hot and humid. It is really hot, and basically you don't want to be wearing something that is too heavy or too creamy or just something that is very matte and just suffocating on your skin. So today in this video I thought I would do a video on my top 3 foundations for hot and humid weather. Now this excludes BB cream, CC cream, and cushion, which are really good foundations for hot and humid weather because they are super thin, but these are actual foundations or skin tints that I really like, and I pretty much picked my top 3, and I really hope this helps anyone who's looking for a foundation. I love these. These are in my studio as well, and I use them on a daily basis if one of my clients is looking for something that's super light, super breathable, and almost like a thin syrupy texture. So stay tuned and let's get started. All right, the first foundation is the Nars Light Reflecting Foundation. And I always believe that Nars foundations are really great. They have such an amazing range of just complete hits when it comes to foundations. And this is probably their latest foundation in their collection, and I really enjoy this. Previously I was using the Nars Sheer Glow, and in comparison to the Nars Sheer Glow, this foundation is definitely more hydrating. It is definitely thinner and a more syrupy texture, but it is, out of the 3 that I will mention today, the quote-unquote heaviest, because it is still similar to a liquid foundation consistency. So without further ado, I thought I would put it on for you guys.
So here is the Nars Light Reflecting Foundation, and I am just swatching it on my face so you guys can see the texture. As I blend the foundation, it goes on pretty seamlessly. It feels very hydrating. It doesn't cling on to dry patches either, and it just forms a beautiful skin-like finish. This is an awesome everyday foundation that is going to take care of the major blemishes on your face. However, if you have more serious ones, so for example, very deep scarring, deep pores, then this foundation is not for you. This is just for someone who wants something that feels very everyday, looks very bright and glowing. It is really a great find, and I love it.
One thing I don't like about this foundation is the packaging. I actually own pretty much 7 or 8 of these shades because we use them in the studio, and as you can see there is a pump, but this pump is really bad. I think Nars needs to replace this pump because sometimes what happens is, unfortunately, the cap, when you take it out, sometimes this part is actually attached to the cap, and then you have a very difficult time putting back the pump onto the bottle, and I find that really difficult because so many of the shades that I'm currently using, they have the cap popped off and I can't put the pump back onto the bottle. So it's really difficult, and I really hope that they fix that. All right, another foundation that I really enjoy using is the Dior Face and Body Foundation. I think this is such an iconic pick for everybody. I know that everybody already has been using the Dior Face and Body, and it is something that a lot of people love. I, for instance, thought that this was just going to be a very regular syrupy thin texture, but I am very wrong because the finish of this foundation is really unique. You'll see later. It has a very skin-like finish, and it makes your skin texture look so beautiful. I can't wait to show you. Let's get started.
All right, this is the Dior Face and Body Foundation, and my color is in 1W. I really love the texture of this foundation because it's superiorly thin, but not just thin. It has a very fine and refined kind of look to it. As you can see from the blending, the foundation forms a very thin veil on the skin, and it leans towards matte actually, more than shining or glowing. And you can see just how refined that looks. I think my only gripe is that if you have very dry skin, it may cling on to that dry skin. Or if you are having trouble with finding shades, they don't have much of an extensive shade range here in Singapore.
All right, the last foundation that I will mention today that I really enjoy using is actually something new to Singapore. It is the Ultraviolet Daydream Screen Tinted Veil, and this brand is actually available at Sephora. They sent me about 2 or 3 bottles to try for the studio, and after using them I was just pretty much blown away. It's really nice. It does have a very similar packaging to the Dior Face and Body, and honestly a very similar texture, but it has its differences when you apply it. So you're preparing for business meetings, I would go for the Dior one. But if you are someone who is going to, like, on a more everyday basis, going to the park, or just, I don't know why I mentioned park, but maybe the supermarket, I don't know what you guys do on the weekend, the Ultraviolet probably is something that is really good to wear. But both are amazing. So this is more of a skin tint, and actually Ultraviolet is a sunscreen brand. So it is SPF 50. I don't believe that the Dior one is any SPF, it doesn't say. So yeah, again, if you are looking for something that doubles off as your sunscreen, this is a good pick, but make sure you use an adequate amount. The finish of it is very different. It is more glowing on the skin. So if you want something that's very shiny, very glowy, very thin, then this is amazing and something to definitely check out. Now in the video, I'm kind of confused because I thought it was a mix of V4 and V8 because I have so many shades. And I realized that I am actually just V4, so you'll see me kind of correcting the color on my face. But overall, it is really nice. And I'm actually wearing it right now, this particular foundation on my face, and I have powder and the rest of my makeup on. But it is really, really nice. I don't feel a thing when it comes to these, and I always recommend them for my clients who are just starting off with makeup because they honestly don't want something that is too heavy and too creamy.
This is the most glowing of all my foundations that I've mentioned here. This is the Ultraviolet Daydream Screen, and I love to just put this on with either a sponge or a brush. Actually, I do like using a brush if I want more coverage from the product itself, but it's not that bad. Now, look at the texture. It's very glowing. So if you are someone who has oily skin, please stay away from this. Go for the Dior one or the first one that I mentioned. But if you are looking for a very glowy, kind of dewy skin effect, then I would go for this for sure. I just really like it because it's super comfortable on the skin and feels super lightweight and feels like skincare really.
I think the only issue I have with this foundation is because it's super glowy. If you don't put any powder at all, it will look very shiny on you. So you have to put some sort of loose powder on. As you can see, I'm going to be doing that, and I have compared half my face with the powder and with not the powder. The Nars one is more for someone who likes more of a closer to foundation kind of texture, and I feel like it's more closer to foundation than a skin tint. But it's providing a little bit more coverage than the other two, and also it's more long lasting than the other two. But it is still a very thin syrupy texture, which is very nice. So if you don't like the kind of heavy finish of other foundations, this is something that you need to try. But I feel like if you want something even thinner, you can go for these. But otherwise, if I were to pick one out of all three, definitely I would pick the Dior Face and Body. It's just so good and I just love it. It really does make me look so polished and so smooth. And it's such a beautiful finish that is unique to pretty much the world of the more thin syrupy texture foundations. So overall, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that I can make a more full coverage matte foundation video. So if you guys want that, let me know in the comment section below, or if you have any ideas for videos, because I want to make more videos. I've been trying to get back doing more, if you guys have noticed. But anyways, I really hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.